Howdy y'all, Josh McGee, Sauce Boss from the Y'all Sauce Company. So tonight we're gonna make a chicken ramen dish. Very simple, easy, straightforward, less than 6 ingredients. I'm gonna show you how to do it. Let's go. So at this point, what you wanna do is take your seasoning mixture and you wanna season both sides of each thigh with a nice even coating. And when you're seasoning, make sure you season high. This will give a nice even coating and also allows your seasonings to get through all parts of the chicken thigh. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to chop up our vegetables. We're just actually going to do a julienne slice, which basically is a very thin slice that we're going to do to our peppers and to our onions. So the easiest way for you to do the pepper is go ahead and cut the end off like this. You want to go ahead and see the inner side, remove that out. And you see the white membranes in here. All you gotta do is cut that in half in between the membranes. And with the back of your knife, go ahead and cut those portions out like that. You wanna go ahead and remove the seed and all. The reason why we remove the membranes is because they're a very tough part of the pepper and very kind of bitter tasting. So that's the reason why we do that. So what you wanna do is a nice clean pepper like this, flip it over here on this side, and go ahead and just do a nice downward stroke like that. And a very nice julienne chop. We'll do it for pepper. We'll chop the pepper like this. The portion that you took out, all you need to do is discard this, or if you want to, you got a compost pile, throw it in your compost. All right, next we're gonna chop our yellow onion. Best way to do this is one, go ahead and cut the tip off. Both sides. Then what I like to do is set this up, take your knife, and go ahead and just hit it like that. You just want it to look like. What that's gonna do is help take that first layer of skin off. And it's okay if you take the other part of the layer of skin if you need to. Sometimes the onions are kind of bad at the kind of discolored and so forth at the top. But the good thing is you can take that layer off and it's really nice and fresh on the inside, as you can see right there. So again, we're just going to discard all the stuff, put it in your trash, compost, whatever's best. And then we're going to go ahead and chop the onion in half. And we want to make sure that we keep it on our side. You never want to chop an onion like this because, again, it can kind of move. So we have a sturdy, firm foundation there. And then we're going to cup our fingers back and just do some julienne slices with that. You want to make sure you get the whole onion on this. And family doesn't like onions. You got to remove it. You're going to have some of that with the green onions and the garnish at the end. And we'll go ahead and finish this onion up. Okay, and we will put all this in the bowl. So the next thing that we're going to do is actually we're going to go ahead and chop up our green onions. One cool thing I saw on the internet is actually if you chop the onion down to here, keep all this portion of that, you can actually put that in a cup or even take a plastic water bottle, cut the bottom of it, put those roots into some cold water, and you actually can regrow some of your shoots of your green onions, which is pretty cool. It also helps you save you some money too. But right now, what we're going to do is just take the first parts of the ends off of this. The reason why I like to cut in a diagonal, it actually gives it a really nice kind of texture and also kind of a flair to your dish, which is pretty cool. So again, we're going to go on a diagonal side here and just do some slices. Again, it's probably about 1/8 of an inch, nothing too big. Again, it's your dish, so you cut it as much as you want or as little as you want. So again, we'll cut all that stuff down. You can actually cut the whole green onion down if you want to. Just discard these parts right here. But again, we're going to use this towards the ends of our dish. So go ahead and cut this up, set this aside, and then we'll be ready. All right, so we've prepped and chopped all of our ingredients. So we're ready to go. So we got our ramen, our seasoned chicken thighs. We got our green onions for garnish. We have our peppers and onions for the dish, and then our bottle of Henry Bain sauce from Y'all Sauce Company. So again, all these things are pretty easy to do, easy to make, and I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do step by step to make this wonderful, flavorful dish for your family. All right, so for this dish, what we're going to do is actually have a pot of boiling water. We'll bring this up to a boil. You also kind of want to have a bigger kind of pot or a wok will work just fine for this. We want to have something that's deep because you're adding your chicken. You're also going to add your bell peppers. We also did was we transferred our Y'all sauce into a sauce bottle. Again, you can guys see the sauce bottle sticker on there. Again, props to me. So what we're going to do is add a little bit of olive oil to the pan. You also can use sesame oil if you want to. Again, just something that's going to help coat, get some fat there. And we're gonna let this heat up just for a second. After that, it's kind of getting warmed up. We're going to add our chicken thighs to the pan. So our pan's getting hot right now. We're actually getting some color on our chicken thighs. Again, you want to kind of see how it is right there. And we want to make sure that they're cooked evenly on both sides. We want to make sure we're going to cook probably a lot of this throughout the dish. Once they get a nice brown on each side, we're actually going to remove them and cook the vegetables into the fats that are pulled from the chicken thighs themselves. As you can already see, the chicken's starting to brown on each side. That's going to bring a lot of flavor to your dish. Also, it's going to help keep the outside very crispy and let the inside of the actual chicken get really, really moist. So browning is always a very good thing you want to see. So at this point, we're actually going to remove the chicken out of the pan. We're going to set it aside on the cutting board. At this point, we're going to keep all the juices that are in the pan, add our onions and our peppers. It's going to bring a lot of flavor to that. So as we saw, our water started boiling. Now we're going to add our ramen to it. Ramen is starting to cook. You can actually just take a tong, break up the noodles a little bit more. One thing I don't like to do is keep the actual water itself. Usually the ingredients are to make a ramen soup, but the cool thing about it is that you can actually use the packets for other parts of flavor for the dish. To keep these packets, we're going to add that to the dish a little bit later on. All right, so fat is flavor, guys. It's from our olive oil and also from the little bits of fat that we had on the chicken thighs themselves. So at this point, we're going to add our mixture of our peppers and onions to the bowl. There you go. Still have a little bit of our seasoning mix that we have. And we're going to just lightly season those. Again, season high, my friends. So again, at this point, we wanted to save the flavor packets from our ramen dishes. Again, I never made the soup growing up, so it was just kind of a weird thing to me, but these actually add a lot of flavor to that. So we're gonna add these to the vegetables. Next, we're gonna add our Henry Bain sauce. We actually transferred it to a squirt bottle. One, this will help us get some even distribution and add a lot of flavor to our dish. Give it a nice toss to mix it all together. Next, what we're going to do is actually chop up our chicken thighs. So again, we want to make sure that the smooth part is on the top. See, the rough part down here is on the bottom. And then what we're going to do is just, again, slice them very thin into strips. Then we're going to add that back to our vegetables. Then we'll go ahead and add our chicken strips back to our vegetables. Then also the ramen that we had earlier, we're going to add that as well. What we're going to do is actually just give that a little toss. If y'all can't do that, the easier way to do is just take the tongs and mix it together. Again, I've been doing a lot of chef work for years. Again, we're trying to make these simple. So again, just mix your ramen up with your chicken and your vegetables. Finally, we're going to take our green onions and finish off the dish. Then what we'll do is actually add a little bit more Henry Bain sauce to the top before serving. Give it a nice little toss, or do the fancy trick like that. And that's it, guys. Chicken ramen. Very easy, very flavorful, and actually your kids will actually love it. Hey, thanks for tuning in tonight to Simple Suppers. Again, this is the chicken ramen dish. Again, very simple. All these ingredients, you can get them at Bowie's Market. And I hope to see you all next time. So check us out on our YouTube channel. Enjoy.